This is the Everything Show, 187. This is the panel. Brian, Charlie, Gloria, Mike D, and Tim. Go.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Charlie? What do you have for us? Okay, that worked great.
Who wants to go?
Who's going first? Charlie?
Can we start with one? I can go right down to one.
Two.
Apparently, we're going to be getting a new Galaxy Quest movie, Galaxy Quest 2. Let's see
Finish.
here.
Yeah.
See, that came out 15 years ago. See here, MTV. Let's see here, put together a history of Galaxy Quest. This is a horrible article.
In a nutshell, they have a finished script for Galaxy Quest 2 they never used. Tim Allen is all for it, saying absolutely it's 15 years later. It would be awesome. It would be interesting. The villains that died, family would want revenge. There you go. There's a movie. He said that he's all for it, and so is the whole cast. It's just a matter of the movie company getting the money to do it, but they would do it in a heartbeat. So they have a completed script for Galaxy Quest 2. Anybody see Galaxy Quest?
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Mike D?
The original, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good send-up of Star Trek. A lot of the sci-fi TV series, a lot of the typical type storylines and cliches that one would find. So, yeah, it was rather great. Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman, I believe, was in it, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Allen, you said. Yeah, very entertaining.
Charlie, remember it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I own it. Yeah, that's a
like
great
it?
movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I've got one since I was going to do the Galaxy Quest one, but I found something. I don't know if any of you like the Big Bang Theory show.
Go ahead.
It says that there's an article on here that talks about how they are going to change to undergo big plot change in season 8. The entirety of the Big Bang Theory cast haven't even technically signed an official contract for season 8 yet, but co-creator and executive producer Chuck Lorre is already planning some big changes for some of the characters on the smash hit CBS series. Lorre recently revealed to Hollywood Reporter that some big plot changes are in the works, specifically regarding Kaylee Cuoco's character Penny. Fans of the show know that Penny has been most unsuccessfully pursuing an acting career since the beginning of the series, while also maintaining a waitressing gig at the Cheesecake Factory. Last season, she quit her job at the restaurant to chase her dreams of Hollywood fame full-time. Unfortunately, the only job that she manages to book is that in a bad, extremely low-budget film, which she eventually gets fired from. This season, though, things for her will turn around dramatically career-wise. Penny has an interesting arc this year where she puts acting down, Lorre confirmed at the Television Critics Association summer press tour. As quoted by the Hollywood Reporter, she gets a shot to be a pharmaceutical rep at Bernadette's Melissa's Ranch company. To the surprise of some of her friends, and particularly to her soon-to-be husband, Leonard, Johnny Gillespie, Penny begins to excel in her new vocation, becoming increasingly confident in herself and her capability, and earning a higher salary than ever before. Her newfound success will eventually cause a change in the dynamic between Penny and Leonard, who became engaged towards the end of season 7. So that's going to be quite interesting to see.
Very interesting. Now, again, nobody's signed a contract, though. So they're delayed in filming. So we don't know when it's going to start, if it's going to be a complete season or a split season of Big Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who's going to do the Guardians of the Galaxy story? You want to do that, Mikey or Charlie?
Well, I never saw the film, so
Charlie, want to do it?
get to see it.
Sure.
Okay.
Bring
You have it?
back. Yep. All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Avengers crossover in progress. Now, the Guardians of the Galaxy has hit a huge at the box office with a record-breaking haul of more than 94 million and 160 million worldwide. The future of Marvel's latest franchise looks bright. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 already has the green light and a July 28th of 17 release date on the schedule. But there's even more in the works. The comic book giant already has plans to place for a crossover between the Guardians crew and the Avengers. Pumping up the film, members of the cast and crew sat down an interview, and let's see here. They pretty much talk about what it's going to be going for the. We talk about sort of possibilities for a crossover.
The crossover would probably be the Infinity Gauntlet. I would
I
say.
would think so. I don't know. I think they're going to stretch that one out even further.
Yeah. Okay. I'm all for that. Guardians of the Galaxy Avengers crossover. Now, who wants to do the Star Wars arc? You want to do that, Mike D?
Well, I was reading about the Ghostbusters news that came out. I was reading about that earlier today, too, but apparently, well, I'll go to the article here.
Go to Ghostbusters. Do this Ghostbuster article there, I think.
Yeah. The latest reports making the rounds, if they turn out to be true, it would take in a totally different direction than most of us thought. Sony is apparently courting Bridesmaids director and Freaks and Geeks TV series creator Paul Feig to helm the next sequel to the series. They're actually talking about kicking around the idea of making it a female-centric lead cast, since basically Bill Murray's been showing apprehension of being involved with the new one, and with Harold Ramis passing away, of course. I guess they're kicking around the idea of taking it in a new direction. So that pretty much is encapsulating what the article's about at this point.
So
it's kind of
female Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Interesting.
So I mean, you might have like Kristen Wiig or Melissa McCarthy, from Bridesmaids. They tend to be like his some of his go-to actresses. Paul Feig's.
Right.
So you might, if they happen to go down that road, you might happen to see those two in that film if they happen to go down that road.
Last I heard, Emma Stone was supposed to be in it too. I don't know if she's
the article I read. Yeah, the article I read earlier mentioned her name as well. That Emma Stone could be a potential character in that, but I don't know. I mean, personally speaking, I'm very nostalgic for like the first Ghostbusters, especially. I remember seeing that like in 4th grade, and you got Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson and Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd, and I don't know how well that would work for like.
I think the only way it will work is if they get a whole new cast, and that cast be the cast from This Is the End. James Franco.
That's what I was thinking, because I was going to say I could easily see Seth Rogen in the film,
as Oscar.
Easily.
He could be Oscar,
Yeah, you
got
like
Weaver could be in it.
Seth Rogen, James Franco, and like the people, the repertoire of like characters that you have and actors from like Superbad and This Is the End. I think that would be more. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry, Jonah Hill. You have to throw his name in there as well. I think that would do better than I think what this article is contending here. I think
you would throw Channing Tatum, like from 22 Jump Street. You throw him in there too, because he was in This Is the End, also.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way it will work with those two, because they're hysterical. Seth Rogen, he'd be the main character.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much, like, especially with, like, Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill, I mean, they could be reading the phone book as far as I'm concerned, and it would be entertaining, so...
Yeah.
and I could see them like playing off the ghosts and the specters and apparitions, and just having their doper sort of humor with what's going on with things. That would be humorous to me personally.
I don't know why they don't get on that. Seth Rogen, I don't know. You should get on that and see if you can do Ghostbusters. That'd be great. That's like the greatest idea ever.
Yeah, I like that idea. I don't like I'm not against the idea of having a female, not an all-female cast.
No, you gotta have Seth Rogen.
I don't like the idea of. Now I like McCarthy as a comedian, whatever, but I don't like the idea of her being for Ghostbusters. I don't like her kind of comedy for that.
The news from that article, this specific article, seems a bit gimmicky to me.
Yeah.
I think that they would do better with like not really trying to gender cast it as much as like casting it for like a new generation, which I think would be perfect with what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, remember? I don't know if you remember. They had the one Ghostbusters. I don't remember if it was a cartoon. I think it was a cartoon where there was like the Ghostbusters. It was based in the future. Yeah. And it was like I don't know if it was their kids or what it was. But I'd rather see something like that where you go, a next generation of Ghostbusters instead of either dragging Bill Murray and them back, which I'd love to see, but they're not going to do it now that Ramis has passed away.
I think they should do also another Casper movie.
Casper?
Yeah, Casper the Friendly Ghost. You know the movie with Bill, forgot his name.
Bill Pullman.
Yeah, the one with Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman. I love that movie. I wish they'd make another one.
I'd rather see a hot
research that one.
Like the Ghostbusters, like thinking this through a little bit more, you could even have something where it's like maybe Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver's son, which could be like, Jonah Hill or James Franco, one of those guys, and he just assembles, he goes back through, and talks to, I mean, who knows, Bill Murray might not be, like, adverse to, like, doing a cameo or something, or even if he's not in it, you could have them, like, learning of the, the history that his dad and his mom were involved with the situation that happened in the original film, and he kind of, like, takes up the mantle with his buddies, who are all kind of, like, the typical like Seth Rogen types, and they're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, and they see it as kind of like a big lark, and they get involved in it and realize, hey, ghosts are real, and they're all like, I mean, I could see all sorts of like real zany sort of comedic antics that would be pretty entertaining. To use that as like kind of a kickoff for a storyline for that new film, a reboot, if you will.
Oh wow, Seth Rogen is already tweeting about Ghostbusters.
Oh,
well, there you go. Especially, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Seth Rogen's got, and I'm not speaking down to this when I say this. I call it doper humor, like with Pineapple Express, and he's kind of got that, kind of doper mentality with his comedy. He would fit in well with being sort of like the comedic foil, like in the film, for, kind of being the guy that's like apprehensive about, oh yeah, ghosts and all that, and you get him involved with like someone like James Franco, who could be like the son of, like I said, like Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver, and this guy, like he gets a whole new group of like Ghostbusters together, and they're all his buddies, and they're all just kind of like taking it like as a joke, and through the course of the film, they really start kind of taking it seriously, and they're like we're the Ghostbusters. You could see, couldn't you see Seth Rogen like playing off of like Slimer, a new Slimer, and like Jonah Hill? I mean, come on, that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if I'm going to send a message to Seth Rogen, what should I send him?
Tell him to watch the Everything Show.
I'm going to say.
Also, guys, I've seen a preview that actually looks very promising of a new movie coming out this year. Called Into the Woods, and it's like how they're doing all the fairy tale movies, and this I think has a whole bunch of different fairy tales that have to do with woods. I think there's Riding Hood, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Rapunzel, all in one, and it's going to be the actors that are going to be in it are Emily Blunt, Meryl Streep, gotta give her props. I love her. Anna Kendrick, Johnny Depp, Chris Pine, and I think that's all I can remember at the top of my head. It looked cool, the preview for it. It was like a teaser trailer of it. It's so cool. I mean, it reminds me of the whole, the Maleficent. It reminded me of that kind of the same way they made it. And it looks like promising. It's going to be good. I'm definitely going to see it. Why is it me? I'm always doing the whole girly stuff. Yeah, I got to give props to the old time fairy tales. I love them. I mean, hello, Grimm. The Grimm brothers.
Okay, so I'm going to say, if you, James Franco, Jonah Hill, and the rest of the gang can become the new Ghostbusters, that would be awesome. How about that?
Yeah, that's cool.
And then put a link to this podcast.
Yeah, so he can probably
How do I
tell Seth Rogen that Slimer's a stoner too. He would love it.
Go into YouTube and copy the link, and then you can put it in your Twitter.
What do I got to do? Go to YouTube and what?
Go to YouTube for the cast here, and just copy the link up top, and then you can paste it into your.
Yeah. Okay. Tell him to watch the Everything Show this episode because we go into quite lengthy detail. He would find it humorous.
So just send him the link.
Well, you can post it in the message.
Okay.
Tell Seth, fire one up, watch and be entertained with the Everything Show.
There you go.
Oh dear goodness.
Honestly, if they were in Ghostbusters, it would be like the greatest thing.
Yes.
Like he could be Oscar. Seth Rogen could be Oscar.
Yeah.
That would be who would want to see him? James Franco, Jonah. Come on, man.
The kind of movie that he would do good in, because it's already like a comedy.
That movie would be like $500 million or more. Easy.
I mean, couldn't you see like Jonah Hill like sitting there like in a hallway where they're out with their little like what do they call those packs? Proton packs. And he's going down the hallway, and he's like, he sees Slimer, and he's like, "What the hell is that thing, man?" And they think that they're having a trip from like smoking some real heavy weed or something, and Slimer's like, eating all of his crap and the ectoplasm. He's like, "What the hell is that?" He's like, "I don't know, man." They're freaking out.
That would be the most hysterical thing ever.
People would be cracking up and falling out of their seats laughing.
The best is you can actually visualize them in it. That's the only way Ghostbusters can take off right now.
Yeah.
Is if they took it over.
You could even have like Rogen fire up like a big one and pass it off to like Slimer, and he could like take a hit. It's that kind of movie.
While they're gonna die, they're fighting the new incarnation of Gozer, the Gozerian. It'll be it. It'll be great.
I'm the Keymaster. Oh, that's great, dude.
They could, they could have a new Keymaster. It could be the other guy from the crew. From that would be the guy that James Franco, remember? And this is the end.
Well, I was thinking it could be the guy from Superbad that played off of Seth Rogen. He was the other police officer. He was on SNL for a while, and I'm sorry, I should remember the guy's name. Who is that guy?
Peg?
No. This guy, he was great on SNL. He left, I think, a season or two ago, but he would be a great Keymaster. Or like the Rick Moranis character, get somebody... Get somebody to play the Rick Moranis character, and I mean that's great, man. We practically wrote this movie already.
I know. I've said this in previous casts that Seth Rogen and the gang should be from This Is the End should be the whole. It could be like 5 or 7 Ghostbusters, whatever. It'd be awesome. That'd be the greatest thing. That's all you need. You don't even need to just throw another Gozer and you're done. He's Oscar. He's Oscar. He would be Oscar. And the kicker would be that he would be the Ghostbusters' son, actually, not the other guy.
I got to tell you the guy's name because he deserves it. Bill Hader. He's really good. That guy from SNL. Yeah. Throw him in there too. He's always great.
Don't remember.
You know, when like Annie Potts played the secretary, you know that character. You could have like Kristen Wiig or Melissa McCarthy in there. Like, I mean,
I know who Bill Hader is.
make the film already.
I think he was on an episode of iCarly back in the day because he's friends with Jaden Snyder.
Or you could make like Melissa McCarthy and Jonah Hill could be brother and sister or something. They could do some weird thing in there or something. That'd be hysterical. And she could smack him in the face, beating him up, and then she puts the costume on, like the proton packs. She could be like she'd be the one that wants to be a Ghostbuster and they won't let her, like in the club or something. And she just
and you gotta have the Ghostbusters vehicle, their white the hearse that's made up to be the Ghostbuster mobile. Did it officially have the title?
They could do that when it could break down. They could crash it, and then they have to have their own, like Ghostbusters. I mean, they could crash it, not even get it around the corner because it's stone. And then they get a whole new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, because I mean, I could see like, you know, the group like say like somebody like Franco gets a group together and he's like telling them about what his dad and his mom, like the whole adventure that happened in the first film, and you know, you could have like Seth Rogen. He's like, dude, you know, you mean people would pay us to like come out to their house or their business and rid them of ghosts? You know, sign me on, man. I'm there. You know, like, wow, what a scam we got going here. And then they find out this stuff is real, and they're like, whoa, man. You know, like I didn't sign on for this.
And then you get his mother, Sigourney Weaver, telling the whole story. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. You can only dream.
Now watch them make this movie, and we'll go back to this
We need to
episode.
write
We're
a
going to be like, see, we did it. We came up with this.
Yeah.
Hey
Well,
guys,
there's been previous episodes, everything I talked about this, that I wanted him in it, Seth Rogen. So we have to go backwards and find out which one. Yeah, we were talking about it for a while on here, on the other show.
It's definitely tailored to their comedic stylings, that particular group,
Good at
sure.
writing.
Yes.
No, hint, hint. Write a fanfic. Whoever is good at writing, hint, hint, Joe, should write a fan fiction about it.
Yeah. They should write it. I mean, they did a great job with the other movies.
Yeah.
You know. That'd be cool. All right, gang. So here's praying and hoping that Seth Rogen and the gang become the new Ghostbusters.
Definitely.
All right, guys. On that note, Brian's falling asleep.
No, I'm not.
Oh, night, Brian.
All right, night, Brian. Angel Bear. Good night, Brian.
Don't call me that.
I know only your mom calls you
Now
that.
I know a nickname for you now.
Only your mom calls you that. That's fine. All right, Seth Rogen, please come into Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, the whole group. All right, guys, take care.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.